It's the Andy and Dave Daily right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. Dave Cackley's over there drinking another LaCroix, which we're going to probably hear for the next year.
There's
because
plenty.
he somehow managed to get an entire pallet load of LaCroix water delivered to the entire radio station, which is reminiscent of the movie Summer School, starring Mark Harmon and Kirstie Alley way back when. Remember the movie Summer School?
Yes, I do. Solid, underrated comedy.
That was a good movie. I like that.
Yeah, it had what's-her-face from Melrose Place was on it.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen?
No, Tiffany Amber Thiessen was on Melrose Place.
I don't know. I never watched Melrose Place.
I had the chick who was, God, what else was she? Why am I blanking on her name? She was not Heather Locklear. She was the other chick. She played Allison on Melrose Place.
I never watched. I don't know.
What the hell was her name?
I'm not a girl. I don't watch girl soap operas.
God.
Unlike
this is going to drive me nuts.
Well, okay,
who was Allison on Melrose Place?
Okay, well, great.
Anybody know who Allison on Melrose Place was? I can't remember.
Right,
nobody knows.
Fine. Nobody cares anyway.
Lackluster
show, which was a follow-up to 90210, which I didn't watch either, so it never really counted.
Fine.
So, yes, get another plug-in for LaCroix now that you're on there.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
This is solid. I kind of like the kiwi sandia, kiwi watermelon.
Okay.
It's solid. All right. You ready? How was your weekend?
Well,
did you get free beverages?
We had our weekend, right? And Saturday was a big wedding over. We had to go to Millennium Park, which was my first visit to Millennium Park. So we went there for the wedding, and then the ceremony was held at some big venue just off Hall Street in Grand Rapids there, City View.
Okay.
In the City View venue, they had a nice little tray of amenities in the men's room, and I got free Q-tips. I thought that was nice.
Fantastic. You got free Q-tips. I got free LaCroix.
See? So there you have it.
Free
Q-tips
winner
and a nice
chicken
wedding.
dinner.
And, yesterday I spent literally 6.5 hours trying to catch up on stuff to get out on the Muskegon Channel and Positively Muskegon, and here I am today.
Busy day for you.
Busy
All
day.
right.
Yes.
Man.
Are we going to talk news and such?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm ready.
All right. China said earlier today it is seeking a calm end to the trade war with the U.S. Asian markets crumbled and China's currency fell to an 11-year low. Now, last Friday, President Trump threatened to declare a national emergency that would result in U.S. businesses freezing relationships with China. Of course, that led to the Dow dropping 600 points. But now China's feeling the brunt of it. Hopefully, this leads to some sort of agreement. As with most things, we just have to wait and see.
Yes, we do.
Anyway, what else is going on? The judge presiding over the historic Oklahoma opioid trial will deliver a decision this afternoon. Now, the state is accusing Johnson & Johnson and Janssen Pharmaceuticals of creating a public nuisance that has cost the state billions and destroyed thousands of lives. The $17 billion suit would be the largest bench trial judgment in U.S. history. We've talked a lot about the opioid crisis. Who do you blame? You got the pharmaceutical companies, doctors overprescribing. Do you put it on people abusing prescriptions? I mean, you can filter a lot of this
problems
around
that you can't point a finger at one individual with.
Right.
But I do believe that.
I don't know.
There's enough proof out there that showed early on with the opioids that the pharmaceutical companies told the doctors, there's nothing to worry about here. Give these things out like candy.
Okay, now
there's actual video proof of them saying that these things are fine.
These are not addictive. Yeah.
Yep. So
you got this.
I mean, I've seen them. I've seen the video clips, and they say, give these out. These things are fine. Don't worry about a thing. People, these are great. And
is Johnson & Johnson going to be? I mean, was that shown with Johnson & Johnson specifically, though?
I don't know.
That's what I'm wondering, because otherwise it makes them look like, okay, are you scapegoating Johnson & Johnson, and you've got other drug makers that are not being prosecuted? So Uh, man,
But
this
you got to
is
keep
the
one thing
real
in
thing.
mind. There's no money in a cure for any of this stuff.
Right. Oh, absolutely. I would agree with that.
There's
I
no
would agree
money
with
in a
that.
cure. It's all in the treatment and the cover up,
Mhm.
in the cover up of pain. So,
Yeah. So, man, I don't know how to feel about this. I'm not usually, but pro lawsuit. I'm usually not for lawsuits, but if these pharmaceutical companies knew what was going on,
yeah.
that's the issue.
And you got to look back to the
And
other stuff that,
but did
that
they
people
know?
knew what was going on, like
Right.
PFAS in the water.
Right.
They knew.
Well, I don't want to get off. I don't want to get off on
I
other
know you
things.
don't want
But
to get off
if you're
topic,
talking
but
about the
I'm just
opioid,
simply saying we're getting to a point as a society now where there's enough of these different, like be it opiates or PFAS or whatever. There's enough of these situations right now in today's day and age where these companies knew. If you
Mhm.
go back and
Okay.
watch, The Devil We Know on Netflix, all about the PFAS thing,
Hmm.
those companies that made that the anti-stick spray that's on everything that got into our systems, they
Hmm.
knew early on that could even change human DNA. They knew it, but they still sold it and marketed it. So,
You know what doesn't have PFAS?
of course not.
No, but yeah, getting back to the reason I didn't want to get off topic is because we talk a lot about epidemics of things, and we call things epidemics that aren't epidemics, like the epidemic of shootings or whatever.
Right.
And not that they're not serious things, but this opioid thing is a real thing.
Yeah.
This is destroying families,
Yeah.
like a lot of families. So,
Yeah.
and a lot of people's lives. So,
And look back over the last 30 years, 40 years as to some of the other
Mhm.
epidemics that have just gutted communities. Crack.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
It, it, it,
look what crack did to the African American communities, and they're
mhm.
still trying to recoup from that. And
Oh,
then
look what
look at the
meth
other
is.
mistake that was made. So you get crack that goes in and destroys these communities, and how do they combat it? Stronger laws. So if you get busted for doing crack, not only are you on the hook for doing crack, but if you get caught with weed, now you're in charge. Now you're up. Maybe you're going to lose your house because you have weed at this
Well,
point. See what I mean? So it's just
if you're a
there's
crack,
just been
honestly,
there've been some not the
in
best
fairness,
decisions made over some things over the years. What I'm saying.
if you're a crackhead, you probably don't have a house.
Well,
You're probably living in somebody's crack house.
but
But
what I'm saying
yeah,
is that
no, I get it.
we here
And
comes
meth has
crack.
done the
Let's hit
same
them
thing.
harder. Let's here instead of trying to find a solution, they try to punish everybody that ends up addicted to this stuff, and
What
you
do you?
can't punish your way out of this stuff.
Yeah, oh, I would agree with that. But what do you do? I mean, you got crack, you got meth. Meth is
Right.
obviously a bigger issue now than crack. I don't know, and comes from people who just don't think they have hope. A lot of it's a broken family. A lot of
Yep.
it's horrible decision making.
Yep.
Um, it doesn't, I don't know.
What do you do?
I don't know what the solution is. Finally, Michigan's congressional delegation is looking to secure additional funds for protecting the Great Lakes. Debbie Stabenow and Gary Peters have announced their bill to reauthorize the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative through 2026. Now, the bill increases funding from $300 to $375 million, which, it's a good thing, I guess. You want to keep the Great Lakes great.
I love that.
Make the Great Lakes great again.
I love that.
I don't know.
I'm all for it.
All right, sports. The Lions fall to the Bills 24-20 preseason action. Doesn't matter. They lost a couple of starters, though, so that could matter. Cubs lose. Washington beats the Cubbies 7-5. Tigers fall 7-4 to Miami. And, of course, the biggest story that's kind of overshadowed everything over the weekend, sports-related. Yeah, did they play the Miami Marlins? That's what I thought they played. No! Can you read that? No, I'm not going to ask you to read that. Who did they play? I don't even remember who they played. I was actually watching some of the game.
Minnesota.
See, I had I had an N there, and it looked like an A.
Ah,
so it looked like it because of Miami. So that's how I screwed that up. All
Way to
right.
go.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. The Tigers are irrelevant. The story that overshadowed everything, of course, the retirement of Andrew Luck, number 1 overall draft pick back in 2012. Colts went from Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck. You're thinking, hey, I'm going to get 15 years out of this guy. You get 7. And the interesting thing with this story, though, was this was announced on ESPN Saturday night. It started reverberating. The Colts had a preseason game. Andrew Luck was on the sidelines. He was obviously not in uniform, hanging with his teammates. And then the story breaks, and all of a sudden, people start booing. And Andrew, then the organization figures, oh, we got to get Andrew Luck out of the, off the field now. And then they end up doing an impromptu press conference like after the preseason game. But I mean, you don't have a right as a fan. It's not your life. This is what sports fans get all freaky, weird, crazy, insane, irrational. I get it. I'm a sports fan. You're kind of a sports fan. So you got your allegiances, your alliances. But man, at the end of the day, if a guy doesn't have the love, doesn't want to do it anymore, it's his decision. Don't boo that. Boo horrible performances. Don't boo a greatness that decides to leave early. Doesn't make sense to me. Oh, I'm sorry. The retirement of
what?
Okay, sorry. Wow.
Retirement party? For who?
Oh
Me?
my God.
Did I win the lottery?
I mean, look, I knew you had nothing to add there, but still.
But I added something, didn't I?
All right, then. That's
See you
sports.
tomorrow.
Bye.